I love a good cup of coffee. Gives me the energy I need to get through the day. And if you're like me, sometimes you just are too exhausted to feel like you can get through the day. And coffee can give you that little extra kick of caffeine to get through it. Get done what you gotta get done. You can get coffee in all kinds of different ways. You can have it hot, iced. Some people get it with cream and sugar. Some people drink it black. You can get all different kinds of specialty drinks, like lattes or cappuccinos, frozen coffees, macchiatos, all different kinds of flavors. My favorite is just one that I brew at home with my favorite locally roasted beans from Voyager Coffee and Tea. But it gives you that extra little kick that you need. And often in times we're faced in life with so many things that we have to get done, and it seems like we don't have enough time or enough energy to do it. And while coffee can help, I don't think it's the cure-all solution. Because eventually the coffee cup is empty and you gotta refill. But sometimes I think we need to get our strength and our endurance to get through all the things of life. We need to get it from God's Word. And we need to get it from the source of all life. And that's Jesus. I want to read today from Hebrews chapter 12, starting verse 1, where it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne. Think of all the hostility he endured from sinful people. Then you won't become weary and give up." I don't know about you, but I feel weary sometimes, and there are times when I want to give up. And we're all running this race that God has set before us, this life that we have to live. And sometimes it can be challenging. Sometimes it can be joyful and rewarding, and we love it. But what about those days when we just feel like we can't take another step? We feel like we're out of breath, we're out of energy, and we're out of coffee. Well, the writer here in Hebrews says that we do this, we run this race with endurance by keeping our eyes on Jesus. Because he's the one who initiates and perfects our faith. Our faith starts and ends with him. Our life begins and ends with him. And so if we want to have that endurance, if we want to have that energy to get through all the things we have to do, we have to keep our eyes on Jesus. He is the one who can give us the strength that we need to take another step, to run another mile when we feel like we can't. And when we remember what Jesus went through on the cross, all the suffering, the pain that he endured, and he didn't give up through all of that. So if he didn't give up through all of that, we can push forward through whatever we're facing right now. But we don't have to push through it alone. We focus our eyes on Jesus, remembering that he is there with us every step of the way. In the beginning of this passage says, as we're surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith. You know, the chapter before this talks about a group of people, people that were mentioned throughout the Bible, people like Noah and Abraham and Moses, people who demonstrated such good faith. And even though they struggled at times, they were weary at times, they put their faith and their trust in God, and God brought them through it. And it was because of their faith and their trust that they put in God. It was because they set their eyes on God and trusted him. They were able to overcome some of the really difficult things that were put ahead of them. So when coffee isn't enough, and you feel like you're on your last leg, remember to turn your eyes back to Jesus and seek him for the source of your life, the source of your energy, the source of your endurance to run the race that's called life.